Hello and welcome to Millionaires Are Made, where we believe that you have control of your destiny. Today we're talking about your physical health. How to become a millionaire in your physical health by building muscle. Everyone wants more muscle, rah, rah, rah. Maybe not, but if you do, then this episode is for you. We are happy to say we've got three awesome guests here. They're going to teach us some tips and tricks on how to build muscle. On that note, if you have any sort of advice, we would love to have you sign up as a guest. And if you want to be a sponsor, we would love to have you be a sponsor. We're always looking for guests, always looking for sponsors, and always looking for new topics. What else do you want to learn about? What can we help teach you? We'll go out, we'll find the experts, we'll go teach and share some information. So let us know. On that note, let's begin. So if you want to improve your physical health by building muscle, here's one little tip that you may miss. Of course, you can hire a physical trainer. You can go just lift weights all day, every day. But you better not forget to drink your water. Every day, drink your water. You should be drinking like a bottle about an hour and a half before you work out. And while you work out, you need to be drinking a glass every like 20 to 30 minutes. And after you're done working out, drink more water. And if you don't work out, it's still important to drink water all day long because it's necessary to deliver all the nutrients to your muscles so they can grow. So if you want to build muscle and improve your physical health, don't forget to drink your water. Let's move forward. We're going to grab our first guest here today. We're going to go with Samantha. Samantha, how are you doing today?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I am doing great. I've got a question for you. Who are you?
So I'm Samantha Mazzola. I am a life coach. I specialize in health and wellness, and I'm also newly a personal trainer.
Very cool. All right, personal trainer. Well, maybe you got some advice for me. If I wanted to improve my physical health by building muscle, what tip would you give me?
Protein. You want to consume as much protein as possible.
As much as possible?
Well, it should be grammed out. It should definitely be grammed out. But you want to make sure that your protein content is higher than your fat and your carbohydrates, so that you're feeding the muscle what it needs so that it will grow. At the same time, you want to be lifting. So you want to be lifting heavy weights, less cardio, more lifting, and a lot of protein.
All right, let's delve a little more into that and try to simplify it. So you said more protein than carbs and fats. So if you don't know that, those are the three macros. And the ratio is kind of important for what you want. If you want to get fatter, you don't do any protein and you can grow that way. But if you're trying to build muscle, what percent of ratio do you think you should have as a protein versus carbs and fats?
So it really depends on your body type, and it really depends on the goals that you're trying to achieve. Right now, I take in 100 grams of protein a day. And roughly, I have up to about 52 net carbs, but I choose to stay under that. I try to stay around the 30 range. And then as far as the fat content, I like to stay relatively low also, definitely below 50. But just because, like if you were to use one of those apps, for the macros, like MyFitnessPal, it'll give you different ratios in the macros, but you don't have to always hit those marks. As long as you hit your protein goal, that should be your goal for the day.
Main goal is hit protein. Okay, let's go into that a little more. How do we determine how much protein we should have today?
Again, so that depends on your body type. It also depends on how much you weigh.
Okay.
So everyone is different. For women, they say that you should hit the calories, which could be more beneficial in the beginning. So as long as you're staying within a calorie deficit and you're getting between 2,000 or less calories a day, I would start there. And then you want to work with a nutritionist, or you want to work with one of those apps that will kind of specialize in give you an individualized plan depending on your body type and whether or not you're a man or a woman.
Okay, so men and women, different body types, determine different amounts of protein. You're currently eating 100 grams of protein a day?
Correct. Sometimes 120.
Dang. What do you use mostly to get all that protein?
So I take different supplements. I eat a lot of whole foods, so a lot of protein-rich foods. I eat a lot of nuts, grilled chicken, a lot of vegetables with protein in them. And then I have at least one protein shake a day. And then as far as like my coffee and like extra things like that, I always make sure that there's protein in it. So I even drink protein coffee. Yeah.
Is that a specific brand, or do you just mix a protein shake in your coffee?
So it's actually a brand. So it's called Super Coffee, and
Okay.
it comes with
Okay.
yeah. So it comes with protein and MTC. So depending on your diet, it comes with a healthy fat in the coffee also.
Perfect. Cool. Awesome. All right. Where on your journey did you learn this?
Yeah, so I kind of struggled with my weight for a long time. I was a little bit depressed the last couple of years, and I decided that I needed to really change things up. So I got my fitness pal, and I also got a coach, and she kind of helped me determine where I was at as far as my body type went, as far as my body type goes, and then I was able to structure an individualized plan based around my needs. And I did that with my fitness pal, which they do have a free version of it.
Yep.
In order to get like the soup into like the real nitty gritty and all of the details, you'll have to pay for the annual fee. But it's totally worth it, and it will really break everything down for you.
Very cool. Awesome. Any last tips? You got about a minute left if you want to tell us some more.
Yeah, so I agree with you as far as the water. So your water to protein ratio should be pretty much the same. I try to drink a gallon of water a day. For some people, that's too much. But you hit it right on the head. I think a gallon of water a day will keep you hydrated. It'll help you sustain everything. It'll help you digest all the protein that you're intaking. Water is definitely the best way to go. So no juices. Stay away from anything with high sugars. Try not to eat too many things that are high fat, and really just focus on protein and exercise.
Protein and exercise. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Samantha. The time has
You're
come
very
to move
welcome.
on to another guest and hear another tip. We'll talk to you in just a little bit. All right, our next guest, Ross, is going to come out and tell us all about him. Hey, Ross, who are you?
Oh, I'm Ross Alexander. I'm a performance coach for the War Room Strength Club. I've been coaching individuals and athletes since around 2003. Really started focusing more on it around 2013. And then in 2021 or 2020, I rebranded. And now I just focus strictly mainly on young athletes. I started at the adolescent or pre-adolescent age to work with their body mechanics, and then go up into college athletes from there.
Very cool.
And I'm
All
also
right.
a personal speaker. I'm sorry, motivational speaker. I apologize.
And so are you like nationwide, worldwide, online, or is it all going to be in-person physical?
I could do online. I'm starting to really push the online part now, but mainly I've just been around the Central Texas area for the most part.
Oh, okay, cool. So
Yeah.
Dallas area,
No,
DFW?
Central Texas around the Austin area.
Austin. Okay, cool.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I guess let me ask you something.
Yeah.
If I wanted to improve my physical health by building muscle, what advice would you give me?
Well, if you want to build muscle, let's start in the gym first, right? If we're going to do the building the muscle, you want to start with moderate to heavy weights. So, but the best way to do that is stay away from the dumbbells, stay away from the cables. Let's just start with barbell. Let's do a 6-week cycle of barbell movements only to work those larger muscles. Like let's say in the chest, you hit the pectoral major versus the pectoral minor, and then you, like I said, do about a 6-week program that way of moderate to moderate heavy, and then you'll start to build muscle that way. If you want to do it healthily, of course, you do want to do different types of protein. So the whey protein is good for sustaining throughout the day. And then you do have a certain other type of protein that'll try slip in my head right now. I'm sorry. It's the whey isolate. Yeah, then you have an isolate that'll kind of is a fast moving protein. But what I actually do like to use to supplement with the protein will be HMB. And HMB, I always have a hard time saying, so I brought it up. It's hydroxy beta methyl butyrate. So what that does, it's a HMB supplement, and what that does is that actually helps you from losing muscle. And if you have, yes, sir, and if you have any type of maybe issue, immune disorder, or disease that has your body lose muscle, it actually helps you, keeps you from losing it. And then for older individuals, it helps you maintain that muscle and helps it grow with the protein intake. And so also helps people that don't even train to be able to establish and maintain muscle mass.
Is there a specific brand you might recommend for that?
I would say find anything that's third-party tested. That's third-party tested. So, it just depends on, on somebody's just, where they're located at. But if you look up any brand, make sure it's third-party tested, just because what it does do is it is a metabolite for the amino acid leucine. What happens with a lot of non-third-party tested supplements, protein included, and supplements that work with amino acids, is that if it's not third-party tested, it just fills you with amino acids. So technically, it's like, oh, we all need amino acids. We all need 21 essential amino acids. I think our body produces 9 of them. Then we get the other 11 from outside sources. But with anything, if you take too much of it, your body disperses of it, and it doesn't have those things that will help you build muscle. So anything third party tested.
Cool. Okay. All right. Well, what happened in your life on your journey that led you to learn this advice?
Yeah. So when I was younger, I started into sports to keep me out of trouble. I was arrested a few times in middle school. My father was paralyzed when I was young, caused my mom to work a lot.
Wow.
And me and my brother started getting into some trouble. Now, we weren't the type of kids that like to get in trouble. It was just kind of like we were around, a few bad influences, but we realized sports kind of kept us grounded. Then I got into college, and I was a 2-sport collegiate athlete in college, and started taking nutrition courses. And then from there, I started training. I was like a teacher's or a professor's aide for one of the college courses. And so I'd go to the gym and show people how to use the machines and how to properly lift. And I just kind of got more and more into it. Eventually, I coached CrossFit, and I was a collegiate power lifter, and so forth. And it's kind of just more and more just learn from that.
Awesome. Well, that's a pretty cool story you got there, Ross. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
The time has come. We're going to move on to our next guest. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. All right. Stacy, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I am doing great. I have a question for you. Who are you?
I am Stacy. I'm a stroke survivor. I am a mother to a 6-year-old, almost 7, and a newly bikini competitor bodybuilder.
Bikini competitor bodybuilder. Oh, and you said
Yes.
newly. How long have you been doing it?
My journey started 2 years ago. It wasn't until a year ago that I decided I wanted to go to the stage, and my coach trained me all the way to the stage, and now still.
Wow, that's cool. All right. Well, if I wanted to improve my physical health by building muscle, what piece of advice would you give me?
So for I was a newly gym person. Train until it burns, and then beyond that. A lot of
Train
people,
till it burns.
and then go beyond that.
Oh.
You need to try to make your body adapt to stress. Keep moving. It's the only way to tear the fibers and burn the muscle.
All right. So keep pushing. You must be a David Goggins fan. Push it till it hurts.
No, because a lot of people don't push. Like I don't know, I wouldn't say anxiety, but they're afraid to go any further. They're afraid to, whatever their thought process is, they're afraid to go any further. But the only way to build the muscle is train till it burns, and then more. Don't stop. And
Cool.
they don't reach failure, and that's what you need to do to burn muscle, to obtain muscle. Yeah, build muscle.
All right. So I've got another question then. Where did you learn this? Where in your life journey did you learn this tip?
2 years ago, I started with a coach. I started with him because I was overweight. I wanted to get healthy. That's really what I wanted to do. My coach, Jed Hodges, from Hodge Built, he trained me, educated me beyond just the physical, but mental also. And as I got to competing, we had to go to failure. He had to explain, this is how you're going to build muscle. I lost a lot of fat. And when I got on that stage, I had muscle, but not to where a lot of these women that have been doing this. So he's taught me a lot. It was, the whole reason why I started with him was because a good friend said to me and said to him, if you don't take care of your body won't take care of yourself.
Very cool. Wow. So 2 years ago, hired a coach, learned all this, now a bikini competitor. Anything else you want to add? You've got about another minute of time.
No, I would just think, I would say to anybody, when you think you're about to give up, it's the hardest days that make you. That it's the hardest days that you get up out of bed, you go to the gym, you get yourself healthy. I lost my dad 3 weeks before I competed,
Oh wow.
and I still, I went out there, I competed, I came back, and the gym is my outlet. But like I said, the one thing, if anyone could take away, when you think it's bad, it's those days that make you.
That is a general life advice. Yeah.
Yeah, in general, exactly.
Mental, intellectual, spiritual, anything.
All of it, yeah. I learned
Awesome,
that from my
Stacey.
coach. Yes.
Well, it's come to the point where we're going to move on to our next part of the show where we bring everybody out and we all get to discuss our tips and see who's the smartest. Just kidding. All right, Samantha, can you quickly refresh what your tip was for us?
Just to ensure that you're eating enough protein to sustain it and to keep you sustained throughout the day.
Perfect. Ross, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think protein's definitely good. There's different, like I said, different types of protein to take. The only, and this is like with the protein intake, there's a mixed science. Like you're going to see the take 1 gram per body weight a day. A lot of times people are going to think that's just to sell more protein. I was actually brought up on, depending on your activity level, you want to take 1 gram per kilogram of body weight. So, so 2.2 pounds equals 1 gram, 1 kilogram.
Yep.
And so then, if I'm a 220 pound man, I want to take what Samantha says, 100 grams of protein. If I'm taking 1 gram, but it depends on the person that's not working out, they're going to take like 0.8, but an elite athlete will take 1.8 grams. But it really depends on you, right? Like Samantha said, it depends on your body chemistry. How does your body react to it? And then of course with the carbs and the fats, depending on how that works. But personally, you want to take protein. It just kind of depends on what works for your body, like she said earlier. But I like to supplement that with barbell movements and HMB supplements.
HMB. So real quick, I'll touch on that too. So a lot of what we do here is, advice for the individual people. If you're interested in doing protein, you're going to want to just go down that Google and search yourself for how you think it is. If you have the money, hire a coach. Great. That's going to be the best idea. Or send off your blood and get blood work back. They'll tell you almost anything you're missing, deficiencies and all that kind of stuff. But for the simplicity, 1 gram per 2.2 pounds is about standard, but you can also go online and you can kind of follow whichever person you think is the best for your fit in your life and start following their advice. Hey, Stacey, what do you think about Samantha's tip?
Oh, I agree. And I do agree. It's based on that individual's body type. As far as like having a plan, whether it be you researching your own plan or not, it's based on that individual. So yeah, I agree with Samantha.
Very cool. All right. Ross, can you quickly refresh us what your tip was?
Yeah. So, as far as with the protein, as Samantha said, stacking the HMB, of course, that helps for untrained or those just getting into it, or those that have any deficiencies in gaining muscle, but also helps with those that are training as far as to maintain what they've been doing and tearing down of the muscle. And of course, barbell movements at moderate to moderate heavy weights. Typically, you want to do 5x5, 4x5 on building that. If you go any lighter, go a little heavier or a little more on the reps. But yeah, like, if you're working your strength, you are going to get bigger. Bodybuilding, if you want to go that route, will of course be a different type of monster to hit itself. But, doing strength movements will help make more dense muscle and makes you more functional depending on the type of exercise that you do.
Awesome. Hey, Stacey, what are your thoughts on Ross's tip?
I agree. I think it ties in with what I stated earlier, is that going to failure, going beyond that burning point. It would be the only way to tear those fibers and to build that muscle. A lot of people are scared to go beyond what they can do or what they think they can do. There's always room left in the tank to go more.
Awesome. Samantha, what are your thoughts on Ross and Stacey's tips?
I think they're great. I think that Ross had a lot of great tips, and I really liked what he said about the moderate exercises and the barbell usage. I think that always going a little bit heavier if possible, or like he said, just adding extra reps. because a lot of times I'll go to the gym and I'll feel a little weaker than I did yesterday. I never backtrack. I either continue where I'm at or I move forward. And if for whatever reason I can't add weight, then I will add reps.
Okay.
Because at least I know the weight that I left off on. One thing I would never do, though, is pick up a lighter weight than I had previously. So it's constantly just trying to push forward. And like he said, really just doing moderate weights, I think, definitely to start off. And then just once you have your starting point, you just continue from there.
Awesome. Have you ever used HMB, Samantha?
I have.
Do you support it?
Absolutely.
All right. Stacy, have you used HMB?
I have not.
All right. Yeah, this is new to me too. I'm gonna go delve into my little rabbit hole and see about HMB, Ross. Stacy, what do you think about Ross's tip about HMB?
Oh, I definitely support it. Anything that it's going to help, and like you said, you want to make sure it's third party, and it's again, it's based on the individual whether you're comfortable or not. You don't want to feel, I guess, pressure. I mean, I know that I see coaches, even my coach has stated to try, and it's really up to the individual's comfort level. Because I am a stroke survivor, certain things I have to do my research. I think that's what it's all about. If you're hesitant, then don't, unless you can really do the research on your own or take it to somebody who knows.
Very cool. All right, guys. Well, if you don't remember, my tip was drink a fuckload of water. And then I gave you exact measurements, but everyone argues about that. But really, you should drink a full bottle about an hour and a half before your workout so your body's nice and hydrated, and drink water while you're working out. If you don't work out, who cares? Fucking drink more water. Ross, what are your thoughts on that?
Definitely. If one of my coaches when I was a collegiate powerlifter, he said it all depends on what you want to do, right? He said, but if you're going to do cardio before you lift, especially for a competition or to actually be able to grow, if you're going to do cardio before that, you're losing a lot of water, which might make you weaker. But if you do the workout before you do cardio and your body's hydrated and has that water, then you actually can sustain heavier lifts and be able to maintain a cycle being consistent. If your cardio and water intake is inconsistent, then your training is going to be inconsistent. So I completely agree with that.
Very cool. Very cool. Samantha, what are your thoughts on water? How much do you hate it?
So I agree with everything that both of you said. Definitely. So I drink a gallon of water every day. But Ross made a really good point. So sometimes I really look forward to running. It's something that I enjoy a lot. So sometimes I'll catch myself running before I work out. But ultimately, my goal is to always work out first, and then to get my cardio in after like a super heavy lift. And for those reasons, like I'm the most hydrated. I want to make sure that I lift super heavy, and then whatever energy that I have left over, I'll run on the treadmill. But definitely have to stay hydrated. And even on the days where I don't work out, even on my resting days, I still drink a gallon of water a day.
Very cool. Stacy, what do you think about water?
I agree with them, both of them, wholeheartedly. I tend not to drink enough. So I could definitely feel the difference when I do, I train 5 days a week, and as Samantha said, I do weight training and then cardio. I can tell when I'm not drinking enough water that I don't want to say I'm weaker, but I'm off. I can feel it. It's tiring. I get tired out more.
I agree. So I drink at least a gallon. If I have soccer training that day or any other sport, I sometimes drink 2 gallons a day. But this is my little plug. I use my favorite little water bottle, and I'm already 3/4 of a gallon down, and I drink this. So I'm probably already at a gallon, and it's 10:30 a.m. But like Stacy said, I don't know if you guys feel this too, but once you start drinking a gallon a day and it's consistent, you can feel when you're dehydrated. Like you can just feel it. And when you drink more, like a whole bottle just to get rehydrated, you can like feel your little cells opening up and like breathing. Or maybe it's all made up in my head. Maybe it's made up in my head, but for me, I can feel it. Like I can feel the like kind of like clenching and dryness when I'm not hydrated, and I can feel when they finally get that water and they love it. All right, guys. it's the best part of the show. This one's going to be a little challenging, but we have to create a daily challenge that I'm going to hold you guys to as well. It has to take less than 5 minutes a day, cost $0, and be available to anyone in the world to do. What do you guys suggest?
I have one.
Let's hear it.
So I would
journaling.
suggest
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
a daily plank. So a plank is something that can help with sustaining really just like helping with your muscular system all around. And it's something that's free, and it's something that you can start at, and you can work up to the 5 minutes. So even if you just started at 30 seconds every day when you woke up, it really helps with strength, and it also helps with balance.
That's great. So we would probably challenge 30 seconds to start with, and obviously anyone that wants to do more can. But yeah, okay. Ross, Stacy, any ideas?
Go for it, Stacy.
Journaling and logging your workouts. This is a lot of mental also. Journaling at least 5 minutes a day, just writing down your thoughts and logging your workouts. I mean, a lot of apps are on the phones. However, logging those and what you've done.
Very cool. Ross, you have any ideas to throw in that?
Yeah. Well, one, every morning, write down your goal, your main goal to get there. Just a goal, a few seconds, write it down every day. Same thing if it has to be. That's it. Just write down your goal. Two, kind of like taking from Samantha's side, do something that you're moving. Did you know 25 to 40 push-ups a day actually helps with your cardiovascular system? So, and of course it builds muscle, but and if you can't do a push-up, there's definitely tons of modifications you could do to build up to a push-up. And then you just use that modification as that 25 to 40, because you're still working. So, if you want to build muscle, get stronger, and then of course hit your cardiovascular system all at the same time, 25 to 40 push-ups every morning would do great.
Awesome. All right. So we got some interesting things. Let's see if we can combine these. So one thing I like to do when I'm in the office is we set a timer for 15 minutes, and the whole office does 11 push-ups every 15 minutes.
Nice.
We just reset it, and we just go until people go off in their appointments or meetings or leave the office or whatever. And whoever's there and it's optional, obviously, but most people get down and do it. Oh, they'll do sit-ups or switch it up. So that's really fun too. I like the 30-second plank every morning. Maybe we add start at 10 push-ups for Ross as well. How do you guys like that?
I like it.
I like it.
30-second plank and 10 push-ups to start off your morning?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was easy. Easier than I thought it would be. 30-second plank and 10 push-ups in the morning. Increase them every day if you can. All right. We're going to be holding you guys accountable. All right. Well, I guess we did our job. We gave some tips, we gave some advice, and we came up with a daily challenge. Thank you guys all for coming. I'm going to wrap up the show now. And that will conclude another episode of Millionaires Are Made. This one was on physical health and building muscle. We got some awesome tips in there, lots of advice. If you're looking to build some muscle, maybe lose some fat in the process, rewatch this 2 or 3 times, because there was advice all over the place. Almost more advice than we really want. It was a lot out there. Hopefully you guys gained something. If you want to be a guest and share your advice, please sign up, www.millionairesaremade.com. It's in the chat and the links as well. If you have any topic ideas, we definitely need more topics. We always want more topics. What do you want to learn about? What do you want to know about? And what do you want to meet people that are experts in? Please let us know. And again, if you would like to sponsor an episode, we are always open to sponsors. So feel free to shoot us a message. And thank you all for watching. And hopefully we'll